My name's Zio, and you've probably seen the news that broke overnight, well, at least overnight for us in the Western Hemisphere. Sega-Sammy just put out their usual report, and there was one segment that caught people's attention. Well, the enigmatic Super game has been canceled. There's been no shortage of speculation about the nature of this so-called Super game over the past several years. What we did know is that it would be under the umbrella of games as a service. They've been pretty vague about it, like the concept of a game that stands head and shoulders above other games. Gee, that says a lot! People have said that it's PSO3, a Sonic game, something else altogether. So they considered investing over 100 billion yen, which is worth about 882 million US dollars as of 2026. There have still been some whisperings of the Super game as of this past February. So part of their reasoning for this decision, according to this report, is that keep that word in mind here, new free-to-play titles struggled during this past 2026 fiscal year. Sonic Rumble Party, the free-to-play Sonic game, didn't do as well as they'd hoped. It was being co-developed alongside Rovio of Angry Birds fame, and they've been having issues with those guys as of late. There's also been a string of delays for their free-to-play titles. This could be for any number of reasons. Sega was never that strong of a player in the free-to-play market. Japan is still a key player in the free-to-play market, but in the past several years, the Chinese have made some huge moves in that realm. The Chinese studios have faster development pipelines mainly because they can hire more people that are capable of working long hours. This allows these studios to pump out content as quickly as they do. This would be tougher to do in countries with tighter labor laws. Globally, the US is still top dog though. I guess they quietly killed off the Super Game project internally at some point. So what are they doing in response to this? They're shifting resources away from free-to-play development and putting that focus behind full games from their mainstay IPs. They already moved about 100 people away from free-to-play projects. Rovio is going to keep doing its thing and focus on its own internal restructuring. So what does this mean for PSO2NGS? So the Doomer crowd seems to have latched onto this, but here's a part they overlooked. They went on to say that 2 new titles performed below expectations, like that Sonic game, but their existing games, i.e. PSO2, are still holding steady. Their plan for fiscal year 2027 in the free-to-play sector is to strengthen operations for existing titles, i.e. NGS. This does seem to track with what they've shown us in the roadmap this year. We're already starting to see some of that, and we still have the back half of 2026. So now that the Super Game boondoggle isn't there anymore, we have a clearer picture of what they want to do with the game going forward. I know for some that might be TLTL, too little too late, a day late, dollar short, whatever. We are getting a story every 4 months, a hard quest every 2 months, a new field, new-ish field area in June, plus whatever is in store for the back half of the year. And of course the usual assortment of casual quests. We'll have to wait and see, but I do think it was smart of them to can this boondoggle when they did. Probably shouldn't have existed in the first place, but it is what it is. The whole thing was this absurd pie-in-the-sky idea meant to please everyone, but I think at some point they realized they would ultimately end up pleasing no one. This is just Sega being Sega. This isn't their first crazy boondoggle, but it is perhaps their biggest. As far as PSO2 goes, they've always had this weird track record of diverting resources away from it when it's doing really well. By all accounts, the game was doing really well during episode 4, so what did they do? Oh, just diverted resources away from it? Like I said, we'll have to wait and see how things pan out over the long haul. I'll admit that some things make more sense now after seeing this. So what do you guys think? What do you think this super game of theirs might have been? You know how much I love chopping it up with you guys in the comments section and on the streams. Come on by and hang out sometime. We'd love to have you. Anyway, that's a wrap. I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, to thine own self be true. Until next time, farewell.